the headphones that my wife got for me are like these rip-off Beats looking things. Um, and they do such weird stuff in my head depending on what is they've got audio canceling, but that can do weird things to the audio coming in from like my computer. And when I'm fiddling with my microphone settings, it'll like completely change how everything sounds on here. Like, and I'm no audiophile. I can't tell if it's making it worse or better, or if it's just as bad but different. But it's so different. Like you can tell. Like as soon as I go into my audio settings and start messing with stuff, it it gets conked up real bad. Now, um, Kerbal Space Program is currently loading, and I was just going to check some windows. Here we go. It's gonna play the music, I bet. Da, da, da. Oh, and I killed it. Okay. Go to settings. Damn. Yeah, something about when I first turn on my computer, this microphone doesn't seem to want to power on and be ready. And then when I switch to when I tried to look at it, it must have switched to the microphone in my headset because it was picking up really good. I guess it might have been my. Who knows? Sound, man. Sound stuff. Alright. Back into our. Let's do our Star Wars wipe. New. Oh, but when you do that, it makes Kerbal mad. Is that. Okay, I'm pretty sure we checked this already. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have like a full screen borderless windowed thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just you got to do it yourself with windowed mode. I'm going to again make it disappear. There we go. Okay, that way I can see what I want to see on the other monitor. Okay, so yesterday we did a lot of crashing. We kind of did a flip. Oh, hello, hello, chat. Glad to see somebody stopping in right as I start things up. We're planning on going to the moon and dropping off some guys to do some science. And since we have our fuel lines, which we didn't pay for, I thought we bought our research tracking. That's the tracking station. I click that so often when I'm trying to go to the research zone. I'm terrible. Owned? Oh, because it can't be the first part. That's all it was. It's not that I don't own it. It's just that I can't be putting a fuel line as my first piece. That don't work. There's a lot of stuff that works like that. See? Wings, all that. Is me. I'm the problem, it's me. So our plan was to send 3 of our Kerblos. We had these ones we hired, a scientist, a pilot, and engineer, but not in that order. That's not what we want. We were gonna send them with the 2 different science experiments and the 2 different things needed to run them on the surface. I sent them with a parachute just because. Look, now it's a little nose cone. I don't believe I have the little nose cones yet. No, just the normal sized ones. Question is, do we do what we did last time and do the little sidewaysy lander thing? Or should we even go further with it and do 3? I do know how to rendezvous. I haven't done it yet on stream. I've got something like, oh gosh, does it tell me? I got over 300 hours in this game, and I've only been as far as, like, Duna once in sandbox mode. My mission is to eventually buy all the research, and then I can consider myself having beaten the game. But today on stream, we're going to do the like onion staging for our big main lower boosting, something that I haven't been able to do on stream yet because I didn't have the fuel lines unlocked. So we'll be able to show that off. I don't know, this is the kind of thing I did last time, just a little lunar lander that's designed to stay on the moon and not leave. Oh, wheels are also landing struts, that's right. So we did 2 at the bottom there, 2 at the bottom here. Start them retracted, less drag that way. And I don't think we need anything else here. Maybe while we're just paying attention to what this is, we will throw our experiment control station, the goo monitor. This is how we did it before. We did the goo monitor and the weather analyzer in the crew cabin, and we got rid of these guys' parachutes and jetpacks, and we made them carry the solar panels. That way, we're carrying all the stuff we need in a tiny itsy bitsy baby space. From here, okay, what all do we have for engines? Still just the same stuff, so yeah, maybe we do like a we'll use the Reliant as like our way of getting to the moon from an already established decent orbit, and then the lander will be for landing to the moon. That's the goal. That's the idea. Will it happen? I have my doubts. I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff on the actual main lander part too. Oh, yep, I am. I want solar panels on this beast. So we want probably a battery. How big is that? That's an itsy bitsy battery that can go there. Oh, adorable. Not those ones. Should we stick them on here? That could be fun. Maybe maybe we go like a couple on these, and then we do a couple kind of angled up on here. And it's not going to be doing much that needs power, so that should be more than enough. That's probably excessive. Alright, we got our decoupler on our engine. We are going to get our big main oniony stage. So here's how we're going to play it. We're going to shift this whole thing up so I have a bit of room to play with and I'm not sinking into the ground. 2 FLT 800s, which are in turn attached. Do I have any structural struts? Good, I do. Okay. These are in turn attached. I guess I can put on the... Maybe make the middle one a swivel and keep all the outside ones a Reliant. And then we have a little bit of extra control from that middle one going all the way up. We need a side coupling. These. And I was thinking 6 for this trip. Should be plenty. We're gonna attach the bottom fuel tank to the connector. That looks nice and straight. Second fuel tank is just attached to the bottom fuel tank. Put a little aerodynamic nose cone on all of those. And attached to the nose cone, we're going to attach a... Oh wait, no, auto strut. Auto strut, heaviest part, root part. So these are automatically, invisibly making an attachment to the crew cabin that will keep them rigid. It doesn't look great. You know what? Just for the sake of visuals, we're going to manually strut these up. And we're gonna put them up like there. That just keeps them from shaking. They're attached on the bottom and the top. That way they won't like wobble like against bonk, bonk, bonk in any way, in theory. We don't want the swivels for all of these. Okay. Now, the way I do this is we just take... Okay, so we need... Oh, shit, that's bad. No, that undid our strutting. I know a thing or two about her. Okay. We will need to split up these struts. So we need an extra thing. Oh, that's not the way you do it. Okay, so we want this one right in front of me and the one directly across from it to be the last ones. So that was these two. And then to the right of those, so this one and this one will be there. So now, if we take a look at how this lights up for us, it's going to detach these two, then these two, then these two. So like a clockwise pattern. Doink, doink, doink. And the way this is going to work is they're going to be feeding the fuel into one another. So this one, that's the last one we doinked. We don't want any symmetry for these. We want them to be just their own thing. Get in close here, and we're gonna connect the two last ones to the middle tank. These things, I think, are negligibly weighted and dragged, so it doesn't quite matter if they're exactly where they need to be. So now we've got this one and this one feeding the middle tank. Now we want the ones that detach before them feeding them. Like that. And then we want the first one that detaches to feed that one. And this way, we'll be able to... Am I drunk? Oh, it changed colors. Jesus. I didn't realize they had a gray option for that. I thought it turned into a strut. No, I don't want the gray. Whatever. We got one that's wrong. For those of you that are, like, clinically OCD, I'm terribly sorry. Anyways, so the way this works is they'll all light at the same time, but these two, the ones that have none feeding them but are feeding another, oh, yeah, these two, will drain first, then we can ditch them, then we can ditch these two when they drain, then these two when they drain, and this one will still be full when we're down to just this one. And so instead of using these solid rocket boosters that, oh, this one can go turned on as well. So that activates all 7 of these, the middle one and the 6 around it. Then it does all its various staging. This rocket can activate as soon as that one goes, and these rockets can activate as soon as that one goes. And then that's our staging complete. Double check our crew is what we wanted. We got the pilot, we got the scientist and the engineer. Do we give them the plane suit to show that they're expendable? Perfect. Do we change the color of these? Do we go for like as orange as we can? Give me the orangest halo you can be. Oh, that was greenest. So give me the greenest guy you can be. That was the Halo kid freaking out. We don't want other countries to know we're launching this, so we're making it a dark color. Unfortunately, the crew cabin is not editable. That sucks. This one we can make white to match the... Yeah, we could do something like that. That looks alright. Everything else is pretty much how it is. Should we make these bare? Just to kind of signal it as a lander. Yeah, that looks pretty alright. Okay. I think this guy's ready to go. I think we can do it. Just gotta really think this through. Okay, so we do our big launch, we get to orbit, eventually we get to the moon. Slow down, land on the moon. We get out, we set up all our supply... Lights! Lights is what we're missing that we wanted last time. I remember now. Not so much lights on the... Damn. Big, large swath that doesn't shine very far, you know? I like the sounds of that. Oh, we need a ladder so these guys can get out. Can the crew people get out? They can transfer and get out, right? I'm not like... Maybe I should test that on the launch pad first. But I know we're gonna want a ladder. Are we, though? They're gonna be all jetpacky. They're not gonna need... My only concern is whether or not I can make sure that they can all get out properly. So lights. Big, wide swath lights. Should we put them on the sides? Does that seem like an okay idea? Seems like a lot of drag. Maybe we should put them here, and it kind of compensates for the drag. Make it a little steppy stool for them to land on when they jetpack. They don't have jetpacks. They don't have jetpacks. They don't have jetpacks. They lack jetpack. We're gonna put the light above the solar panel. Recycling. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do something like that, and we'll throw on the ladder. And we should probably put the ladder on both sides for... Because, like, what does it weigh? It's almost negligible, but not quite. If we had big... whatever they're called, the fairings or whatever that you can, detach, then we'd be in better shape. I think that should be okay. Those went all the way down when retracted. Okay, now I think we're good. Now I think we're all right. We'll just make sure we can get people in and out the way we want to. Eva's disabled. Activate a hatch. So you, Eva, crawl down the ladder and wait. Transfer crew. Am I stupid? How do you go up when you're in this view? Oh, whatever. That kind of worked. So he's in here now. He can EVA. Crawl down the ladder with his friend. And now switch to this. And then we can right click, transfer crew, EVA, hatches obstructed, transfer crew, transfer to this. And then we can EVA from there. So there we go. Yeah, we can get everybody out, no problem. Cool. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna revert to launch so I don't have to put everybody back in. But the concept has been proven. So start at max thrust, see how fast that makes us go, and probably slow it down a bit. Yeah, we don't need that much thrust. So watch those fuel tanks. You see how they claim they're partially emptied? That's because they're still connected to empty fuel tanks. Once we detach, those will all change to show there's no emptiness. See? We're not wasting any space. And every time we cut some fuel tanks and engines, we're also have less engines using fuel, meaning it's not sucking up fuel at quite the same rate either. It's all very efficient. It's makes my engineering brain happy. So every time they run out, we cut them, and away they fall. Bye-bye. You can see that middle thruster twitching every time I hit the controls. It moves to reflect what I'm inputting, so it's tilting a bit to help control the ship along with the rotational weights. That's enough for now. We will get ourselves up to our height. Switching from in space, or from in atmosphere warp to in space warp, so that we have a bit more speed we can apply. So we were really slowly rotating because the little rotational weights in the crew capsule were trying to rotate this whole huge ship. As soon as I activated the engine and I had this swivel thruster to work with to help change my direction, it made it instantly easier. Once I get like the monopropellant stuff so that I can use the little puffs of air to control my ship, that'll be something that's really useful. Not yet, though. We can do without just fine for now. So we're passing our apoaps. I'm gonna have to aim this up a bit, be a little less efficient than I'd like, just to try and get ourselves going at the right speed. Maybe it's not enough again. Maybe I'm still terrible at the game. Maybe I did the launch poorly. Should have punched it from the start and just left it. If we don't make it on this rocket, I will try again with this exact same ship and just kind of adjust how I do the launch, because it seemed pretty good, right? There we go. That's, like I said, not ideal in terms of, like, efficiency, but we are getting up to speed. Slipping past the apoaps, which means we can kind of aim towards it a bit again. I know some of you have no idea what that means. I'm just meaning that I'm at the very height of my, like, jump, which means shooting sideways and getting that sideways speed is the most efficient at this point than it would be at any other point in my jump. And then that jump turns into a permanent sideways fall, which we call orbit. Okay. Might as well finish off this thruster. Turn it off. Detach. And here we go. Leave that behind. Let's, okay, so we want roughly, like, here. I don't exactly remember the idealized moon approach, but close. Oh boy. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Let's shoot for that. Shift towards our target. And we got to speed ahead 5 minutes here to get to when we're supposed to be doing this. So let's get on target. Time warp just for a second. 50 times speed will get us down real quick. I'm gonna take a sip of water and have a stretch in this 40-second we have. Anyone who's like on a small screen, or if my stream quality is being ass, the green text at the very bottom next to the nav ball is telling me what how long I have to burn for and when my burn is and all that stuff. Hey chat, yes, this is a lander mission. I'm planning on landing a permanent set of scientists, engineers to do that ground science on the moon and get some of that coming in. Something I've only ever done like once in this game. Okay, let's go. Yeah, we are going to drop these boys on the big ol' rock and leave them there. They're not coming back ever unless we send somebody else to get them. This is a one-way ticket. That's why I hired all these nobodies. Melmore and Edtop and Tansby. I like Tansby though. Tansby's a cool dude. Okay, cut the engines. Let's check the map view, see what's actually happening to our trajectory, not just what should be. A little further. Yeah, let's do something like that. Let's see where that takes us in terms of moon closeness. Here. Whee! Alright. And here we are. Warp over this way. Crank ourselves to retrograde using the pilot's help. We don't need to steer the ship. The pilot will do it for us. That is the joy of leveling up pilots and having the level up apply automatically. Will this thruster get us? It's like almost a perfect circular orbit with this thruster. Alright. Sayonara. I'll do this a little careful. More careful compared to yesterday. Yesterday was a bit of a unfortunate thing. Well, I mean, I don't think carefulness would have changed it. We just straight up didn't have the Delta V we needed. Delta V meaning this change in velocity reading that we have down here. Let's just drop our Harry-apps. Specific landing spot? God, no, you give me way too much credit. I just want to land. Alright, you know what we do here? We press the little magic button that says, try this again later if you think you can do it better. Let's warp here. Alright, let's watch this big rock approach really fast. It has such a small feel to it when you're keeping the camera at a steady distance and moving at this speed. But as soon as you start to approach and you realize, like, holy hell, this whole time I was around this whole big thing. We have lots of Delta V. We can do this. This lander might even be able to have enough Delta V to go back to Kerbin at some point in his life. Yeah, there's definitely little Easter eggy things to find. I don't think it was, like... I think they've changed the location of them a couple of times over the course of the game's history. I'm pretty sure I've found the moon arch in an older version when it was, like, really ugly and big and obvious. And the moon, like, terrain generation was still really simple. I bought this game, like, Christ, so early, and played with it just messing around in the sandbox mode that they had, and when they added career and all that, I was absolutely over the moon, but I've never actually gotten that far. Well, yeah, it still is big and ugly and obvious, I guess. It's, it had, like, that Fulbright material thing to it in the old versions. It was like a completely different color from everything around it, and it almost glowed if you were on the dark side. I don't know if that's still the case. It'd be cool to not be in a crater to get a little extra solar power, but I'm not gonna be picky. Let's just carefully eke this vertical and X. Down we go. I'm an eyeballing pilot? Hell yeah, I am. I do everything manually, just about. Whee! The, what is it? MechJeb? I've never used MechJeb. I've never used the, like, programmable thing that they added in Breaking Ground. I just like flying rockets. I keep seeing my bitrate read out Twitch, and I keep thinking it's chat messages come in. I'm gonna have to relocate that to, like, a different part of my Twitch screen. Oh, we better do that. MechShev's a killjoy for newbies with a short fuse. Absolutely based and red-pilled opinion from chat. I didn't put the landing gear down that whole time, which would have probably helped. Whoa, careful landing gear. Good God. Lights are on. Is that draining more than it's... No, that keeps our electric charge steady when they're on. Hopefully they can stay on at night and then recharge during the day. Holy crap. That was a whole different person from yesterday that landed this thing. Oh no. Hey, Dennis the Pro 78. I should install shaders for real. You know, that's definitely a consideration, because, I mean, look at this landscape. Rotate for more sun exposure. I mean, which way is the sun gonna be going? I don't even know. Let's see. We're here, so we'll be going that way. I'm not gonna try rotating for sun exposure. If we can't keep the lights running, we won't keep the lights running. I'm gonna take what I've got. Okay, we got to get you out first. Oh, I love it. I love hearing that I've picked a game that people enjoy watching. Come on, you guys. Every time I make someone let go of a ladder, they land on their head. It's like, without fail. Alright, you hang out here. Your buddies are coming. We need to transfer the crew into here. Come on. Just let go. You're gonna fall on your head anyways, no matter what I do, right? Oh. Well, he's a little more, capable. Keep him in mind next time we have the, Space Center baseball game. Transfer to here. A lot of button pressing. I do wish they made a sequel to this game, that's for sure. Whee! Oof. Oof. Alright. Who has what? You guys don't have the stuff. Where's the stuff? I don't have the fuck. I don't have the solar panels. Why don't they have the solar panels? I gave them the solar panels. I gave them solar panels. I took away their stuff and I gave them solar panels. Where are their solar panels? Where are their solar panels? They don't have the solar panels that I gave to them. No. Don't have the solar panels. I put solar panels in their pockets after I put them in the thing. Oh. They ate the solar panels and crapped out another set of parachutes and jetpacks. Okay. We know the mission works. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, he says, not having any goddamn idea what we're gonna do. Oh, and like you need the solar panels, right? You can't just God, you can't just like hook it up to the ship's power. Okay. This is emergent gameplay. What we are going to do is we're going to build a probe with a rover carrying solar panels. And if we can't land right where these guys are, we'll have a rover that can brrr over to them. Okay, let's calm down. It's okay. We have a solution. Okay, who's the scientist? Ed Top was the scientist. Let's switch to Ed. Ed, can you, how do I do both? I don't remember. Guys, you're making this so difficult for me. You know that? Just, can we... put it in the light so we can see what we're doing at night. That's a clever way to do it. Alright. Perfect. That's exactly it. We just need to train our Kerbals to edit the past mentally, and they'll be able to fix the problem through remote viewing. It is the perfect gambit. What is... that's the jetpack. Did I drop something? Am I drunk? Okay, What? Now I'm even more confused. We got 3 empty... Did I accidentally delete? Did I delete something somehow? Because here's the weather monitor, here's the goo thing, where's the monitoring station? I had the monitoring station, I was holding it. And now it's just gone. Jetpack, jetpack. Parachute, parachute. Jetpack, parachute. The monitoring station got deleted. I am in shambles. Okay, here's what we're doing. We're gonna quick save here. Everyone get back on the ship. Oh my god. L to jump, dude. Yeah! Jump! Fucking jump! Jump! Get the fuck up there. Okay, take your jetpack back, I guess. That's fine. There, that was a little less painful than it was last time, I think. Okay, R space F. I don't understand. Does their jump use the jetpack when they have the jetpack? That was a huge jump compared to when he wasn't. Ed Top, you need to get out of there, my man. Ed Top, my bro, get out of the command pod. Focus weather analyzer? No, not the weather analyzer. I want the damn... There, this thing. Okay, Ed Top. Transfer crew. Transfer crew. Transfer crew. To here. Tansby. We need Tansby now. Tansby. Up you go. Okay. Leap. And board. And now transfer to here. And now we get this guy in. That's pretty cool that he did that. Yeah, it's funny how this game still manages to provide new glitches and things that you can mess with. Grab! Yeah, look at you go, Jumpy. Board. We can make it back on that, right? We just don't have any means of detaching our crew capsule, so this might not actually be good. Okay, we're gonna save again just while they're all in there. And we'll make our thing. Our lander, rover. Red rover, red rover. Bring some solar panels over. We got some free science for having landed on the moon. Suborbital spacelet, landed, walked. Yeah. If I had put some goddamn antennas on the stupid thing, I could transfer some data that way, but I kind of didn't. We'll put some neat stuff on our little rover thing. Let's see what we can build. I like this. We gotta get rid of it for now. So we got a little probe body. This is going to be the rover in the end. So what we want is that what we want? Just kind of thinking out this whole thing. Definitely, let's get some electricity on this thing. What I think we should do is build it so that the rover, the top of the rocket will be the front of the rover, and this side, the right, is going to be the bottom of the rover. So we do something like wheels that way, you know? I'm gonna add more to that though first. What all will this need? It's gonna need power. It's gonna need the storage. And these store a couple things. Maybe we'll widen out the rover kind of like that. And then slap a couple solar panels. All of these sides. Maybe not. Oh, like that? That'd be pretty cool. I mean, if it's gonna be... Maybe we save that for after we put the tires on. We don't have any monopropellant stuff yet either, so we can't quite make this monoprop itself around. Okay, let's get the wheels and the... Is that gonna be too narrow, I wonder? That looks like it might be okay. We got a follower. I heard it happen. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Brody Brody Goman. Sorry, I did that wrong the first time. Oh, and that means my custom alerts are working. I did it. I can't believe that I was missing the step of like installing them into OBS. I thought they were just built into Twitch, but Twitch is supplying them for you to use in OBS, which you use. So it's just a whole thing, and I figured it out, and it's working, and it makes me so happy I could pee myself. Not quite, no, not that excited. Gowman, that works. Is that how they say werewolf in other languages? A Gowman. It would be adorable to put a little nose cone on this, but we don't have the little nose cones yet, just the bigger ones. What do we think? Can we get this thing? Okay. We will have to double check this before we launch. But we need stuff in here. Where's the experiment control station? This one we can have the EVA experiment kits. And EVA repair kits. And I don't know, should we put a work lamp just for shits and funs? There. I'm playing pure vanilla zero mods, not a single adjustment aside from what you can do in the settings in the vanilla game. And eventually I plan on getting some mod action happening. Somebody mentioned shaders. EVA? What did I say? Did I just say Eva? Because I'm gonna keep saying that just because that's how I read it. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna get some like shaders and stuff like somebody mentioned. It's the robot from WALL-E. Eva. Um. God, I hope I can land this thing and carefully, gently tip it. Oh, it needs reaction wheels. It needs reaction wheels. Control. How big is reaction wheel on the front and back? Killer. Killer. God, I can't wait to find out what I'm missing on this one. Oh, the antenna. Antenna. Ha ha ha. We remember this time. We'll throw a single high gain antenna right on the front. And then maybe just while it's in flight, we can have a couple surface mount ones. Boop. Yes, this probe, you missed the last little bit here where I managed to send a few Kerbals and somehow their pockets got reset so that they weren't carrying the solar panels and stuff I gave them, and they were back to default jetpack and parachute. So I got Kerbals hanging out with surface experiments that they can't power, and none of their like EVA experiments or anything. It's all very sad. We're gonna go send this rover to deliver some Uber Eats to them. Question is, how big of a rocket should I put on this guy? I'm thinking just an FLT 400 with a little scooter just as the final approach. And then we'll do a standard big oniony layer here. I haven't made a Shrek joke yet. Not thinking. My mind is wandering. No, we don't need 8. I did 6 last time, and that was plenty. We're gonna just auto-strut the fuel tanks that we manually strutted last time for visuals. This time they can be invisible struts. Dynamics. Cha-ching. We will auto-strut to the root part and throw on some reliance. We're not using solid rockets anymore for this sort of thing because we're using onion staging. No symmetry. Stop that. Oh, that didn't hit. That didn't hit. You can tell if the tube doesn't show up, it didn't actually work, typically. Here. 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 Now we gotta just set up our engines to all fire at once, set up the right ones to detach first. That would be this one, which is the last one, and the fourth one. So get those to stay, move the other ones up. And then we want to detach this. God damn, am I drunk? We got these two, so now we want to do the ones to the right of them. That one and that one. So these ones need to stay, and these ones need to move. So now it's like this. It's up, oop, eep, oop, up. Stop shoving yourself around. Detach, detach, detach. Yes, just how we need it. I don't think this needs anything else. It's not going to be very aerodynamic getting up into space at the start, but that should make it to where we need it to, right? Right? Tell me I'm right. Let's give it a shot. Nice. It's Canada Day today. Happy Canada Day, everybody. We got Canadians in chat. Alright, let's give it a go. Alright, we're losing our first ones right away here. This thing looks so silly. It's like we're launching a soapbox car on a friggin' rocket. Goodbye! Nice knowing you. Don't hit anything important. Oh my god! Help me, probe! It's okay. See? There's literally nothing to worry about. You just gotta massage those engines a little bit on the way up. It was just a stunt again. I do that on purpose. For entertainment. For engagement. That's absolutely not just me misunderstanding the weight dynamics of the game. Yeah, fins fix that problem. I always forget that I should be adding fins to my, my rockets that have light loads on top. Had this crashed spectacularly, we would have redone it and added fins for sure. For good God, cripes a mercy, we are on such a wonky orbit. Oh my god, look at that angle we're at. I didn't even realize. What's our height? Apoapsis is about 100k. We'll cut the engines there. My word. Okay, let's just fizz warp till we're in space. 70,000 meters is what we're looking for. Ba-boom. Then we can go back down to 1 time. So that'll let us do higher numbers. We'll go to about here. And let's see if we can blast our orbit back on the 90-degree line a bit here. Keep about the same height. But let's just massage that heading up this way. If you want to move which way your heading is, you aim away from it. And if you want to change which way your, like, reverse heading is going, you aim towards it. Alright. Maneuver nodes are for actually going places, not for getting into orbit. Orbit we do by hand. Luke didn't take down the Death Star using the tracking system. Take him off. Took him off. Look at all this meters per second we got. This thing's gonna be able to fly and land directly on the other Kerbals without needing the rover at all, because I'm gonna have as much fuel as I want to adjust. No, pros freehand it. I asked. Scott Manley said so. Scott Manley, I'm pretty sure, went to the moon once without even looking at the map. He figured out all the numbers, checked on the location just in the sky, and basically just free-handed it that way, and that is insane. I'm gonna have to watch that video again. I don't remember what version of the game that was, but it's still pretty crazy. I'll do something roughly like that. Whoa, calm down. Something like that. Give ourselves a bit of wiggle room either way so we don't have to do the maneuver perfectly. Bada bing, bada boom. Warp to maneuver. Watch a Matt Lone video. I've heard that name. I actually haven't. But I'll have to. Scott Manley hasn't played Kerbal Space Program in forever, I don't think. And there's that Danny2642 guy that makes a video like once every year and a half. And they're like 10 minutes long and full of nonsense. Okay, and away we go. Started it a little late, but what can you do? Even autopilot uses maneuver. Nonsense. Nonsense. That's because the autopilot isn't as sure of itself as I am. Getting there. Alright. Let's just give a little touch. Get ourselves close. Yeah, we'll call that good enough. Alright, let's go say hi to the mun. Whee! And whee! We're here. Switch to retrograde. Chat's disagreeing with me, but who's the one on the screen in the corner talking over the game footage? It's me! I hold the power. Okay. Nice wacky fucking orbit. Let's, we're gonna go here and just cut our speed so we can just fall straight down on our dudes. It's perfect! And look at all the flippin' fuel we got. If I had docking ports, I would have got that going. We could have refueled the ship. Alright, let's go down to the planet moon surface. 4, 3, 2, 1, perch. Just go to straight down. Come on. Close enough. Yes! Yes! Big stretch time while we slowly, gently float down. Ugh. Ignore the increasing speed readout. We're gonna just gently drop to the ground from here. Like we're wielding a parasol. Did it just play the same song twice in a row? Come on, random background music, Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal? Moon. Kerbin? Moon. Sun? Probably... Oh, there it is. Sun. Speed up a little bit. Set our land or our height reading to be over the land, not the sea level, because who gives a shit? Oh, does this light turn red when you're going down too fast? Is that the indicator that you're gonna smash yourself up? Is that just something I haven't noticed after 300 hours? Alright, a little faster. Once we get down to the, like, 50-kilometer readout, we'll hit the engines and slow down again. Actually, once our speed hits 500 meters per second, I'll smash these engines and finish them off. Watch me drop this this stage, and it lands right on my other Kerbals, sitting and waiting for their package on the surface. It's like getting struck by an Amazon drone. Did I accidentally boost up? I totally did, didn't I? Oops. That's fine. Go up a bit, go down a bit. Oh, it's so dark. Can't see a thing. We gotta go by our readouts. Do I quick save on this landing? Have we come far enough that I should overwrite my last quick save with a new one? I'm tempted. Does this thing actually have the stuff we packed into it? Yep. I'm quick saving. Just doing a casual Falcon heavy launch landing thing here. But just, it's on the moon. Here am I, sitting in my tin can, 25 kilometers above the moon. Kerbin is blue, but I've lost sight of it too. I can't see. It's dark. Riveting game footage. Actually, it's like a little lighter and easier to see on the Twitch footage. If I try and look at that, though, there's that slight delay. That'll kill me. Yeah. Once we get down to, like, maybe a kilometer, 2 kilometers, I will shift this thing into getting where I'm only going down at, like, 2 meters per second. Something on my UI just changed. Is it, like... Or maybe it was actually my IRL blind waving open a little bit and making things brighter in here. I swear my UI twitched, though. These headphones... That's better. They were like squishing my ear in a weird way. I can feel the pressure on the top of my head. I'm gonna get gamer bump. Riveting gameplay. This is what, remember when Starfield came out and the developers were responding to negative reviews with, like, oh, the astronauts weren't bored on the moon. This is, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit! Why? Did I lose signal? I can't control anything. I lost signal. I totally lost signal. Oh, I lost signal. No way I lost signal. Do I need to... No way. Okay, I had signal before though, right? I just need to open my antennas. So if I load my save and I open my antenna... Shit. Yeah, right there. No probe control. No! Okay. Hold to load quick save. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna have no probe control because of where we are on the moon. Is it gonna be totally screwed because I don't have a, I don't have, like, a satellite going around the moon yet? Am I really boned here? Unless I land, like, on the side of the moon close to Kerbin? Oh, man. I need to scoot that way. Okay, we're falling. Let's add a maneuver to scoot. Nope. No, that's wrong. That's showing me backwards. Just hold on a second, everybody. I'm panicking a little bit. We want to go up and this way. Up and this way. And, like, turn a bit. That way. Okay. Why is this thing so jankety feeling? Okay. We're gonna bounce our probe into line of sight, and it's gonna be fine. Set yourself to slow down once we're done here. And that puts us way closer to the stuff we were trying to find. Okay. 8 kilometers up. Let's why not land right next to it then? Because I'm not that confident in my ability to. And I built the rover to drive, damn it. I want to go beep beep vroom. I'm realizing I didn't put any lights on the rover either, so, like, I'm not gonna be able to see shit. Might have to, like, let a day pass. Land right next to it. Nonsense. 5 kilometers up based on ground level. We can see the blue marble. That means our stuff works. The antenna being out also helps. Too much. Just, there. Something like that. Just, nope, too much. Just a little. Just that much thrust. That much thrust. That amount of thrust. Do you see the steadiness of my thrusting? I'm a thrust master. F5 and F9 aren't your friends. I want to use them as little as possible. I've hit the revert button like 6 more times than I've wanted to in the last 2 days. I find quick saving, quick loading to be the same thing. The rover works on... What do you mean? Works on what? It's electric. It'll be fine. We can wait until we're in sunlight if we need to. It has 2 big batteries on it. It just needs to beat Bep its way to our friends. I guess I should set that target so I can see where I'm supposed to be going, hey? I just want to land this thing. I want to be happy that I got the rover on the planet's surface. Okay, we gotta slow this thing down. We're hitting the 1 kilometer mark. Yeah, we play the waiting game here. The best part about playing the waiting game in Kerbal Space Program is pressing the period button 5 times and watching the waiting game take no time at all. It's great. We're gonna land on the shittiest crater. We're gonna be totally 9 degrees. If you want to see some real freaking nonsense, my YouTube channel is the same username, TheBlood1337. I have my first Kerbal Space Program VOD on there. And I landed on probably what had to have been the most sheer vertical cliff in the whole of Kerbin. I slid for so long with my parachute still open. It was unreal. Not too quickly now. I have no idea if that's still a thing that gets said, but my YouTube channel is like 20 years old, so I just used the same username as my YouTube channel. I think just The Blowed was taken on Twitch, so I had to, like, oh, whatever, I'll use my YouTube, The Blowed1337. And then I wound up being able to use that on Twitch and TikTok and YouTube, which has been beneficial for me now. What with the streaming and all. Wow, we're so close. Don't quite need to be going that slowly. Something like that should be fine. Cut the engines as soon as we see something happen and pray that nothing goes kerblam. It'll be great. Screwing it up. I'm screwing it up. Yeah, you tend to notice when you see like numbers like that out in the wild. You're like, oh shit, look at that. And then anytime it becomes even remotely common, you look for it. You're like, is it happening again? And then sure enough. Okay, we're here. We're gonna set our target. And, which way do we gotta tip to make this thing go this way? God bless you. Stability assist for that. Now we detach. Oh god. Tune down. Sass only. Sass only. Now, need to figure out, am I moving? Forgot to check on all this stuff. It would be a lot easier if I could see. Okay, is that our target, or is that away from our target? Why does it say our target's moving away from us? But why does it say I'm moving relative to my target when we're both on the same goddamn... Okay. Since we landed, we'll quick save. And then, do a little bit of waiting here. Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please make my probe back alive. Like that. Here we are. Why does it say I'm moving relative to my target, though? I'm not. I promise. Choo-choo. Yeah, I think I'm headed in the right direction. This is what I live for. I can only imagine what it feels like to be the guy behind the controls of one of these things in real life, scooting around on a friggin' celestial body. The idea gives me the willies. There's a hotkey to, like, make your target visible. Does anyone remember what that is? I swear there was a way to have it so, like, my target would show up in front of me. F4? Is it really? Haha, look at you. I thought that was just half an Alt F4 joke. Look at us go. This is great. Now we're playing Starfield. This is taking a while. Can we, like, speed boost while this thing is, like, moving? Watch this. Cannot quick save while moving. Alright. Cannot warp faster while moving over terrain. Damn it! Okay, well, this isn't exactly riveting. And see, I can't even send a Kerbal... I can't even send a Kerbal to, come and, grab it, because it's too much shit for them to have a jetpack and the stuff. You can with Alt and period? Oh, no, I'm not gonna... If the game's not gonna let me easily fizz boost, I'm not gonna do it, because that's just, like, guaranteeing my shit explodes. You've got me scared of that idea. Oh, what can we chat about while we drive across the moon and potentially crash and burn? This thing goes, eh? Like, it's moving. It's got some speed to it. It's got this big silly antenna. I love it. I might have to play more VR on stream. Fizz boost is only alt hold while not in any atmo. Interesting. Good to know. I don't know why you'd ever want to use fizz boost when you don't have to, or the game doesn't think you should, but I can see why people stronger than me would. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play more VR stuff on stream, I think. I've been playing so much of the Contractors, Clone Wars. It is like the most fun with video games I've had in a long time. On longer burn times. Oh, I guess, yeah, when you're actually, like, just blasting your engine in one direction and not expecting to change anything, I can see wanting to be able to fizz boost force. These headphones aren't comfortable for extended periods of time. Played some more Motortown off stream. Actually, I played a lot of Motortown off stream. I wound up buying a, like, kind of a more long distance bus. I guess when I left off playing Motortown on stream, I was still trying to get that set of stuff in that trailer. I didn't crash once after playing on stream and crashing like 8 times with that trailer. I delivered that stuff without a problem. And, I delivered it without any tips of the trailer at all. The trailer totally stayed upright, and I was still going down that wavy hill a little bit at the start. But then I did a little more money making, just shipping stuff here and there, and I wound up buying a bus and souping it up with a good engine and a bigger radiator and better, like, whatever else. The bus had me looking like, can't I make other people drive my stuff? Like, isn't that the whole point of it being a company? And so I check in the menus, and sure enough, there's a way to automate your vehicles doing certain jobs. So I set up the bus to do the big loop around the main island. Just doing that passenger loop, and I played for maybe an hour, and the bus made like $1,000 just doing that without me getting involved at all. I don't know if that increases my bus skill, having the AI do it for me, though, which is unfortunate. I like leveling up those skills. But while the bus was doing its rounds, I did a couple really long taxi, like, whatever you want to call it, just taxi jobs. Having people want to go, like, basically from the top of the main island down to the bottom of that secondary island. And that got my driving and taxi skills up pretty good. Made it few, you know, maybe 50 grand all together. Because there's that car you start with. I souped it up and put a taxi license on it. And, man, I know nothing about gear ratios. That's right, yeah. Yeah, if you don't have to do the job, how are you gonna get the experience? That's just how it is. But yeah, the game's pretty fun. I might play it some more on stream. We'll see. It's really just more of something I do when I'm watching something. I basically turn off the game sound for the most part and just make deliveries or whatever. I kind of want to get to the point where you have like a semi pulling two trailers and you're delivering huge amounts of like the really industrial sort of thing. Maybe even like one liquid trailer and one hard goods. Um, there's like garbage truck stuff apparently, which a couple people on my friends list have done a lot of. I might have to look into that. Well, we were lucky for the most part on this trip, going kind of downhill, but now we're going uphill. This is the hardest working Kerbal rover in the history of ever. Yeah, losing line of sight with the surface of Kerbin and not having probe control sucks. I'll have to build a relay similar to that one that we launched into the sun yesterday, but have it orbit the moon and just act as a signal for anything on the moon or on Midmas. It's actually not a bad idea to maybe head to Midmas, get the science for going into orbit of Midmas, and putting a big relay there. I'm just picturing a lemonade stand now with chat mentioned that lemonade stand or a big monopoly mogul. It's all still managers and employees. I'm just picturing like 10 kids running a lemonade stand and one of them doing like a Gordon Ramsay like, it's fucking sour. Oh, there's bugs in your sugar. I'm like the one kid that's supposed to be the manager looking all sheepish and all the workers being like, yeah. I don't know why I immediately jumped to like Kitchen Nightmares when I thought of a lemonade stand with managers, but that's what my brain did. The shadow's getting a little long. Are we running out of time? No. We just started the day when we... So the shadow's going to be getting shorter. We're at 13 out of like the 17 kilometers we started at. If you ever wanted to explore a barren rocky wasteland, this is the stream for you. I don't think I'm going to be getting many good clips from this particular segment. I'm going to have to like make this a separate chapter on the YouTube VOD. Big chunk that's just like driving the rover. I should look at my YouTube VODs and see if I can add some interesting chapters, because, how can you fuck up bloody lemonade? Are you a goddamn idiot? It's sugar and lemons. You put it in liquid. What am I thinking of? It's like a sound that's just like... It's like from an N64 game. It's like a really like electronic ringing noise. It's gonna bother me. I just got like electronic sounds in my head. Oh, it's on the tip of my brain. What is it? It's a particular video game noise. From an N64 game. Oh, it's a Bomberman Hero. It's like the level select or something. There's like a weird... Or like when you're talking to the tutorial robot. I'm gonna have to like find it. Bomberman Hero has good music, but it's also got some strange sound effects to it. Watch Edges? Hey man, I can drive. Don't worry. And, like, I'm full throttle. I'm just holding W and occasionally steering. Now, I see a crater over here. Do we go up around the right, or do we continue kind of on our path and go left? Famous last words? Yeah, probably. Just freaking picturing this rover careening itself into some horrible crater. That's when I change the reaction wheels to manual, and I just, like, put a hell of a spin on it so that it hits the ground, and it pwings itself all the way to my Kerbals. We're like a third of the way there, everybody. Save in between? Yeah, but then I'd have to stop. I do agree, though. I really should do a quick save here. Let's hit the crest of this hill where we hit a flat spot. And hit the brakes. Oh no, our antenna. Oh no. Oops. Yeah. Autosave. Good to know it wasn't the antenna giving us control. It was line of sight with our shit antennas. Yeah, you yank the handbrake, you turn the wheel, and you do this. Hey, there's one of those edges you talked about. Oh, again with the rotating. Stay on your wheels. That's all I ask. Yeehaw. Oh. Yeah, see? If you ever thought, man, I had difficulty pulling into that parking spot, it's because you weren't doing it the right way. I saw this crater and I considered going around it, and we just wound up going straight through it. Well, we shed some weight. Theoretically, we should go faster, right? Can we still retract our antenna? Nope. Just says broken. The Ace Ventura style. Like a glove. Nonsense, poopy pants. Let's have a sippy while we're on a relatively flat and straight spot. Yeah. Yeah, it's Kate Bush running up the hill. That's what we're doing. I can't remember the song, though, how it goes. I just know the, like... Oh, yeah, no, I got nothing. I can't remember the song. Here we go. You ever play Hill Climb Racer, like on Miniclip? Itchy, 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 itchy on my arm. Itchy, 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 I am harmed. Almost 2 hours in now. And a good chunk of it is going to be the desert bus sequence here. There we go. That's that'll be the title for the VOD. Yeah, SnowRunner and MudRunner, those are games that have wild engine and car and automotive related stuff that is way over my head. I'm not a car person in the slightest. Once I saw I had to mess with gear radios and Motor City. Motor City? Motortown. God damn, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Motortown. When I saw their gear ratios and stuff in Motortown, I did it completely wrong the first time. My, like, muscle car sounded like it was ill. But, the same people who made SnowRunner and MudRunner have that, Roadcraft game, which has a similar feel, but a lot less of the, like, car autism associated with it. And I'm really interested in that one at some point. It's just expensive. They charge full retail price for their games, and sometimes I just can't justify that on something I might only spend like 4 hours on. If I'm going to spend 60 plus bucks on a game, it's going to be because I know I'm going to be dropping 100 hours into it or something. Like EDF 6, people complained about the price, and like I get it. But, we're not going down there. No, siree. Oh, goddamn. Wow. We're fine. Taking turns a little too hard. Yeah, like, EDF 6, people bitched about the price, but I played so much EDF 5. We're gonna break a wheel doing this. We really are gonna need to slow down on the hurting. Alright, flip over. You're good. You're good. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Sass me up, boy. Goddamn. Probably safer to drive with it on. Reaction wheels, sass only. Reaction wheels, sass only. Okay. Okay. We're fine. Yeah, I played so much EDF 5. I knew EDF 6 was going to be a no-brainer. I don't know how many hours I wound up putting into it. Probably something like 70. So, I mean, like, $1 per hour. Where else can you get that level of value, right? Wheel authority on the reaction wheels. What about wheel authority? What do you mean? Like, make them weaker? Or what? I'm not entirely sure what the wheel authority does. I just know that... Or I just assumed it would weaken or strengthen the... Yeah, I thought it would just weaken or strengthen the amount of strength it had. Kind of like how you adjust the thrust on a thruster. Weaker means less oversteering on inputs, easier to control. Oh, okay. Well. Then I'd be like, oh, I want it to be really responsive and strong, and it wouldn't be... I'm going to work with what I know. And I mean, if I had SAS on this whole time, I wouldn't have flipped over like a crazy pants. I just kind of prefer the natural feeling driving rather than this kind of like computer-assisted bullshit driving that I got going on. My mother got a Jeep that had the like highway assist, cruise control, lane assist, all that stuff. Not just normal cruise control, but like where it would help you stay a certain distance behind the person in front of you, or it would keep you actually in your lane and, you know, drive for you on certain highways. But it had no option for straight cruise control. You couldn't just have it keep my speed and leave it there. And as a result, since her highway assist modules or something was effed up and not working on a brand new Jeep too, like this thing was brand new, her highway assist was screwing up, and as a result, it could do no cruise control at all anytime. I wish our vehicle would cook meals. It might have made the no cruise control a little bit more worth it. Yeah, it would just kick you, like cruise control would work for a little bit. You'd be going, and then you'd have your feet off the pedal. You'd be driving, and then it would just kick you out of cruise control. You'd start slowing down because you're coasting, and it would say all sorts of different errors. And she had that thing in a dozen times in between when she got it a couple months ago and when she traded it in just recently, and they couldn't fix it. It was just a constant slew of issues with it that never got resolved. So some poor sucker's gonna end up with that vehicle with no cruise control, and probably some poor sap that goes on the highway a lot. My mom lives out of town at the lake, a good 45-minute drive away, and you know that's something, you know, when you're on a highway, you want to be cruise control. You got no cars around you because you're in the middle of bumblefuck Saskatchewan, and you just want to keep a steady rate of speed. Press the button, there you go. But nope, because it wanted all these extra features and they overwrote just basic cruise control. They were more important, and that was how they handled cruise control, was through those features. No deal. I would be, honestly, perfectly fine to never drive again in my life if I had the chance. Me and my daughter were crossing the street right near our house. Did I tell this story on stream already? I feel like I might have. We were crossing the street right near our house, walking to skating. We live like a couple blocks away from a rink that's got a couple. Well, I guess it's a building with a couple rinks, is what it is. And the cars, like, we're traveling east-west, and the cars traveling east-west have their left turn signal, so they're all turning left in, like, you know, across the crosswalk we will be crossing once the lights change and we get our walk signal. Like, this is a full proper intersection with left turn signals, walk lights, all of it. These people are turning left on their light, and then the walk signal changes. There's us crossing, and there's other people crossing the other way. And my daughter's like 2 steps in front of me carrying her skating stuff, and I notice that somebody's just still turning left, even though their light is, like, they've still got a green, but their left turn arrow is done, and there are pedestrians. But they just don't care. They don't see us, and they just keep turning left behind the car that turned left in front of them. And I have to grab my daughter and jump back and pull her back to avoid her getting hit by this car. And then the 2 or 3 vehicles behind that car all do the same thing. They all just go right in front of us. Like, we're standing toes a half foot away from where their tires are going across, and they're just going. And the people crossing across from us, they got a little more space because, you know, the way the cars are turning left, they're not turning into that close lane, they're turning in the far lane. So the people crossing across from us are standing in front of these cars, stopped at their light, and they're watching all these cars go in front of them. Like, what the fuck's going on? And then there's people honking their horns, like, what the hell are you doing? It's just, we had to walk like 2 blocks, and people incapable of driving nearly freaking put us in the hospital just because looking at pedestrians was too much effort for them. And there was a whole post on Facebook about it that a whole bunch of people talked about the incident on. It was a thing. But it's just so common to have terrible drivers around here. People will drive with their turn signal on down a straight street for full 5 kilometers. Oh, ah, ooh, 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 ah! You sure did. You sure did tell me to watch the edges. We're gonna keep going with it. This is emergent gameplay yet again. We're Jesus Christ. I am just a barrel of accidents. Can this thing, like, creep its way forward? Help me. No, it's not getting anywhere. What we're gonna do, we're 4 kilometers away. We're gonna hit the brakes on this guy. We're gonna use the fuel in the ship to just go over there and pick up our stuff. Okay. Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, just hop off for a sec. I need to do some maneuvering of equipment. Oh, did I save? I saved like 5 kilometers ago, and I don't want to do that drive anymore. That was getting to be too much for me. If this going and fetching it using the ship catastrophically fails, we'll load the save where I still have the rover. And then, Christ, I might even just call it there because I'm losing it. What are we doing? We're getting out. Okay, so you. How are we gonna play this? Wish I knew how I deleted that monitor before so I could do it again. What we will do is just send the pilot and the empty... Yeah, walk on his head, that's fine. Whee! Oof. We'll send the pilot with, like, empty pockets on the ship. No, we don't right-click to switch to you. Melmore is the pilot. Ed Top is the scientist. Splat. Melmore, climb up and get back in. Set target. Okay, but earlier, so I had it in my hand. We had the goo station, the weather monitor, and the big monitoring station, and I was clicking around in inventories, and the monitoring station's gone. It's vanished. And no, it wasn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the monitoring station... The other stuff is deletable, but like how? How did I do that by accident? Okay. I'm frightened. This isn't gonna go well at all. Yes, I'm eyeballing it again. Shut up. I'm not using maneuver nodes. I want surface. We're gonna do a little hop, and then we're gonna do another little hop, and it's gonna be just fine. Or maybe... I don't know what I'm doing. Stop. 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 Shit. Okay. There. Their drop ID can override others. That's going to be what happened then. I'm fighting the retrograde automatic thing. I'm aware, but you know, I'm just a stupid boy. This is the dumbest shit. Watching me manually fuck around like this. I'm scared, you know? I don't want to do this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Towards the thing. Just like that. Oh, I remember now how to do this. Oh, stop pressing the C button, you fool. I'm remembering my navball tricks that I used to develop. Yeah. We're close enough that I'm quick saving here. Just for this last little bit. More up, please. Up, please. Like that. Okay. Tars, do you got a lock on our position? Tars, come in! The cargo wasn't damaged. There's not a chance. I would have literally cried. Hup. 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 Rotate a little bit here. Come on. Just a bit. Up. 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 This is what everyone wants to see headed towards them on the lunar surface. Yeah. Yeah. I'm coming for you. Now, please tell me I can just right-click and transfer shit. Oh! We gotta load the quick save on that one, because that was the cargo exploding. Where the hell are we? Okay. The cargo was absolutely damaged. The cargo was turned into dust. Stay there, please. We gotta change this back to normal. And hop our way back over there. Slightly slower this time. $10-meter distance of transfer. And, like, that requires a Kerbal in the middle, though? To do the work? I can't just, like, right-click and have this shit magically hop. Kind of like it does with the, experiment storage thing. The magic collect all button. Thing rolling around reminds me of a toy that Sid would have cobbled together. Something large and rumbly drove past my house, and I just heard it in the window. Okay, stop. Should be able to without, but I like to give it realism. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to be that guy, but fuck that. I am so done with realism right now. Unpin this one and pin this one so that I can... Okay, what was in here? Experiments and a light. Do you want to guess how much I care about that shit now at this point? You guessed it. Not at all. My caps lock is on. That's what's going on. What do I want to call this thing? We're going to call it a debris. That dang old rover. Switch. Rename this to Moonlander. And you are going to get out. Site name, rover grave. Plaque text. I think at some point I'll send the engineer over here. I almost should have brought him, actually. And then maybe harvest the antennas off of the rover. This brave rover delivered 2 whole boxes of HelloFresh To some happy astronauts with no problems whatsoever because mission control is flawless in every possible way. Ta-da! Get on the fucking ship and get out of here, god damn it. There's like a seam in the ground, do you see that? Alley-oop! We're pressing F5. We're pressing F5. Okay. No target. New target. Tansby Kerman. Alright, Tansby. Where on the nav ball is she? That way. There she is. We're flying back home with our goodies in our pockets, right? They're still in here. Photovoltaic panels. Monitoring station. Oh, this feels natural. Yeah, no, I've done little hops like this with rockets manually before. I know I have. Wheel E. Built to clean the moon. But forced to... I don't know. Not. Go this way a bit. And now reverse thrust. Look at this, look at this. Look at this! We're right over top of them. God damn, I'm a legend. Oh, are we too close? Am I gonna land on heads? Oh! Oh! I just did that manually. I just landed that by sight. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. And you people doubted me. Okay. Ed Top, you're the man. What's in your pockets? Bunch of bullshit. Okay. I thought I was shitty at pinpointing, but man, did you see that? That was wild. I don't want to overwrite something by accident. I'm gonna quick save. I'm scared I'm gonna fuck this up. Click this. Wait, what if I... Okay. Okay. Place. I know it said some stuff is better placed with the scientist. Is it better to place the photo panels with the engineer? Am I goofing a bit? NG for panels? Okay, shit. Let me, Is the monitor a panel or an instrument? Swap to the engineer, Tansby. Get him to place this. Oh, I just tried to grab my mic to take a sip out of it. Connected. Science is running. Weather analyzer doesn't work on this planet, eh? There's no weather here. What I was thinking of was the seismic detector. One experiment connected, and it's slowly producing science. We did what we came here to do, right? Like, that's the shitty little base I wanted to make. Oh, right, the seismometer is, it actually needs to be triggered for it to do anything. That's right, that's right. Well, look at these dudes. Oh, see, that was a leap. Why couldn't you leap like that before? Were you just hitting your head? Yeah, I can't board when there's a guy in there. That's currently the case. Let's just leave him stand around, I guess. They can chat. I would take a surface sample, but I can't really transmit it right now. Damn, look at that. I think we'll quickly whip up some sort of satellite to put around Minmus here. See what we got for missions. Maybe there's something interesting for an actual mission to do. I could set up a science orbital facility as well. Oh, what did we get for world's first? Planted our flag. Right. Oh, I was just thinking of making an orbital station. 5 Kerbals. Repair a satellite. 218,000 reward after getting 100,000 advance. Holy crow. Gather surface deployed mystery goo observation science from the surface of the moon. I'm working on that, am I not? Should I not just do that one? Since I'm already on the way? I'm gonna do this, build a new orbital station. I hate these ones. I like rescue missions. Surface outpost on Minmus. 5 Kerbals with 4,000 units of liquid fuel left. Holy crow. That's a lot. Okay. Kids and the wife are home. I can smell them. So we need... five. So we should do 2 of these and just a normal command pod, I think. And that can be just like the... It's gonna be like a lounge facility on the main station. Oh, no docking port should go there. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again another time. I don't always play Kerbal, but I try to be as entertaining as I can. Thanks for chatting. So we got a docking port. Oh man, I wish we had RCS stuff though. This is kind of a crappy time to be making a station. We're missing just a handful of things that would make it far better. So, thinking what we do is we put our fuel along the side like this on the front, so then people can still get in and out of that. What all did we need? 5 Kerbals with an antenna and can generate power. Maybe I just don't bother with sciencey stuff at all right now. We just have this be... Being that it's a station full of people and it's just kind of the starting piece, I should really be trying to get more science, not effing around with this basic ass mission. That's really what I should be doing. Going to Minmus, grabbing some surface samples, all that good stuff. We could add a fuel tank. No. We want the disconnector to be there. Docking ports. Maybe add more docking ports so that this thing can be a little more versatile, you know, when it comes to who it can connect to and where. We go docking ports on this outside edge here. Docking ports. Something like that. just to have, you know, a few. All this is going to detach from the main body rocket, which is going to be fuel tank, a fuel tank. Since we're just going to Kerbin orbit, it needs antennas before I forget. Oh, I was gonna put a relay antenna on it. Maybe that's what we do. And then like 4 of these to fill in those gaps, mostly for looks more than anything. Now, middle one will be the swivel. And a couple big boosters to this. And aerodynamic. That'll get us up the orbit, right? We don't care about how much fuel is left in the thing. It's just a matter of getting to orbit and staying there. The bigger the orbit, the better, because I can use this as a relay, but I also don't want to go too far from Kerbin so that things can rendezvous with it easier. Jeb is not who I want to be in here, though. Fabian. He's our pilot for this thing. He is going to be... Can I change his name at all? Oh, here. I wonder if you can on the astronaut complex. Maybe not. Whatever. Okay, so we got Fabian. He's our guy on the station. He's the one that is going to stay up there. Oh, I'm gonna blast off. This should be a very quick blast off, and then I'm done for the day. I'm gonna use the washroom and then get ready for our trip to the pool. Haha. Hot day. Summer activity. We good? Everything's fine. Let's go. Just get this thing into orbit. Doesn't need to be anything special at all. Just has to go up and then sideways. That's it. Kaboom! Typically the stuff that explodes, once it hits a certain distance away from your rocket, it just isn't loaded anymore. It doesn't do anything. If you have something explode not that high up, it will... Are you asking in the game or in real life, Bug? I can't tell if you're talking actual physics or if you mean in my game. Because in the game, if you're high up enough, both. In the game, if you're high up enough, it won't be loaded after a certain point. It just, like, it might be loaded, but it won't have proper physics. It's not going to actually hit something when the game says it's hit 0 altitude. If you're still low enough over your space center and something blows up, uh, that will cause debris to rain down, and it will potentially blow up your buildings. They can be exploded and need to be repaired. Um, in real life, they recently had a SpaceX bunch of what the fuck, 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 what the fuck. That was weird. I got like really stuck on my rocket part there. SpaceX recently had some crap fall to the Earth here in Canada. Bits and pieces of something that either broke up on launch or broke up on its way back in. If it breaks apart high enough up, the speed of it falling coupled with the atmosphere hitting it will completely disintegrate it. That's what like a shooting star is. It's something hitting the atmosphere and burning up into nothing. But yeah, space debris falls to Earth all the time. I'm sure people have been killed by it at least once. We're gonna barely get to orbit on this stupid thing just because I kind of conked up there, detaching my other stage. I don't know why. I must have had the staging separate for detaching, and oh, see, now the highest point of our jump is getting closer to us. That means we're fixing this. What's really scary is the absolute amount of Starlink satellites that have been put into space in like the last 10 years. It's something like 60% of all satellites are now Starlink satellites. And that's just like a huge. It's not so much like, oh, it's all Starlink that scares me. It's the fact that 60% of all satellites, probably more, have been launched in like the last decade and a half. The rate at which we're throwing shit into orbit is nuts. We're gonna end up with like a ring like Jupiter of various crap. Starlink traffic jam. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. We're in a really low, shitty orbit, but we are in orbit. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. There it is. So this is officially a space station now. It's room for 5 Kerbals. It's got all the antennas on it, which we will quickly extend. Extend, and extend. This can act as sort of a satellite, but eventually we'll be adding a science module to it and all sorts of stuff by way of these docking clamps that we added. I have a feeling these ones on the side will be our go-to. We'll get like a control module here, just a big central one that will maybe attach to this top piece, and we'll have it covered in like RCS thrusters for the monopropellant control. Oh, goody goody. We have done a good thing. Let's go back to the Science Center and collect our winnings. I need to go potty really bad, and I do want to go swimming, so I think this is going to be the end of the stream. We are complete contract. We got 4 science from just our reputation and a decent amount of money. Launch pads fully upgraded. Can't really afford to upgrade much else except for the astronaut complex, but that doesn't really give me much. I guess I could upgrade the runway just for something I could need. Chat doesn't like the idea that orbit is falling sideways without being able to hit the ground. Existential crisis. Oh, let's check this out. We have debris. See, all these different lines are the lines of communication. So we've got that lost relay is connecting to our satellite and all the connecting to our satellite and all the stations on Kerbin. We've got all sorts of debris splashed down on Kerbin right now, it seems. We'll recover that. Splash down at Kerbin near the Space Center. Can recover all those. More untitled debris. Recover. That's an orbit. That's on a wacky trajectory coming back. I wonder what some of this bits and pieces are. So all these untitled spacecraft debris are typically like the boosters that I ditched in space, and some of them are stuck in orbit, some of them are falling eventually to the ground. This one is skimming the atmosphere and slowly losing speed, so it'll hit the ground eventually. Got the dang old rover. This red is showing me one of the missions that I have is to put a satellite around the moon. That's the expected orbit it wants me to put the satellite in. Which debris is this? Oh, that'll be the booster that the rover landed with. Yeah, so it tracks all that debris. Once you get the upgraded full tracking station, you can track asteroids in here and mess around with them. Hello, first-time chatter. You caught me at a bad time. We are finished for the day. I'm just piddling around and looking at the Space Center. But, yeah, that was Kerbal Space Program. I believe, I had a fun time, even though a good chunk of that was driving really slowly on the moon with a rover and all those mistakes. But those make for some good clips, I think. All right, well, I'll be back again tomorrow at a slightly different time. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I've only got a shorter one today. We're heading swimming with the kids, so that and I really need to use the washroom, so I can't quite make the usual 3 hour mark. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'm thinking I'll be streaming early. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'll be closer to like because I usually do 10:30. It's probably gonna be closer to like 8:30 or 9. Do like a really early morning stream. Um, won't be Kerbal Space Program again. 3 days in a row is a little too much. I'm trying to get StarCraft where it's the original campaign and Brood War, but in StarCraft 2. I can't quite seem to get it to launch. I have it installed, how they said, but I don't know why it won't launch for me. If I can get that working, that'll be tomorrow. If not, we'll find something else to do. There's lots. There's lots. I have so many things that I want to play on stream that it's unreal. But yeah, thanks for watching, whether it was for a little while or a long while, and we will see you next time. Bye.